So, you're thinking about putting stacked exhaust on your diesel. Well, I think it's a great idea. And we're about to go over some reasons why. Stick around. Hey everybody, my name is James and this channel is West Tennessee Living. I wanted to go over a couple of pros and cons today about putting a stack exhaust on the back of your truck. Believe it or not, there is some benefits besides it just looking really, really sweet. You might not be into it. I'm not a redneck by any means, and I'm not saying you are if you decide to go with stacks. But I absolutely love the concept of having a stack exhaust on my diesel truck. I've got a 2013 Ram Cummins 3500. Really quick, just a couple of reasons why I decided to go with it. Number one, because it looks really sweet. But number two, I noticed when I was driving down the road, I used to haul really heavy loads up and down the highway, and I noticed that the exhaust when I'd really get on it was so loud. And you think to yourself, why in the world would this be any better? But believe it, I can't explain why, but I can tell you before and after. The exhaust coming out and getting out from under the bed of the truck is so much quieter. You'd think it'd be super loud, but it is so much quieter in the cab. My radio, the volume goes up to I think to 30, and I used to have it all the way, just as loud as it could go. But anymore now when I'm driving down the interstate and don't have any or if I have loads on and stuff, I only have to have it around 20, 21 notches on my volume on my stereo, so it is significantly quieter. Number two, obviously exhaust flow. You have it coming right out of the manifold. There's just a few feet, literally from the engine compartment to here, comes straight up out the top. The exhaust flow is 10 times better. There's so much more flow, and always, if you can get more flow, you get more power. It seems like. So anyways, there is a significant amount of more flow with the exhaust, or the stack. Another thing, one of the weaknesses of these trucks is the exhaust manifold. A lot of guys, whenever they run it, and they don't even know this, they run hard, pull into a parking lot, and shut it off. They don't let anything cool down. I've never done that. I'm not into that. And what happens is your exhaust manifold doesn't have a chance to cool down slowly instead of being red hot and then cutting off right away and cooling down quickly. If you let it cool down over time, then the exhaust manifold has a chance to kind of come back down to normal size again over slowly, and then you don't have to change no gaskets or anything. So this right here actually helps the exhaust system cool down way faster. There's no muffler that goes through. It doesn't have to go through any kind of chambers, nothing. It just comes right out straight up into a box that goes across the back of my bed and then out the top. So it cools down so much faster. As far as fuel mileage, I would love to say that it increased my fuel mileage by leaps and bounds, but I can't really say that. I was always getting around 15 miles to the gallon empty, in other words, not pulling anything. Now I get about 16 and a half, 17 if I'm really, really good to it. So it's not like it's a mile and a half per gallon, over however many years, however many gallons you buy, you can do the math on that. But that is a benefit. More power, more flow, it runs cooler, it's quieter in the cab, it looks really, really sweet. I know that's a selling point that everybody's talking about. It looks really awesome. I decided to go with this particular stack. I'm not into the big mule horns that stick out the back. You can see I've only went with a single stack because I didn't really want it to be a fashion statement. Low pro, it doesn't stick any above over my headache rack. A couple of things that you would think might be cons is bed space. Oh man, I don't want anything. I need all of my bed. I have never once hit this on anything. This little crease that's right here, that was in the stack when the guy put it on. This was a used piece of pipe. I have never hit that stack on anything. It doesn't go any higher than my headache rack. I've never ran into anything. It's never caught on anything. I load stuff on and off my bed with my tractor all the time. That thing has never once been in my way, not one single time. My brother he had stacks on both sides of his trucks, or on both sides of his truck, and a Walmart bag was blown around the back, stuck to the side of it, melted, and had a devil of a time getting it off. That's never happened to me. I've never had that problem. It's never been in the way. Then you think, well, man, that thing gets so hot, I'd find myself burning myself on it. I have never once burned myself. This here, I mean, it is warm to the touch. I mean, no doubt. But I mean, I've gotten right out of the truck. Now, it has caught me off guard, just by kind of rubbing up against it, but I've never burned myself. It doesn't get hot enough to really burn things. That plastic bag is pretty thin, and after sitting on it for a while, I mean, you could see how it kind of would do something like that. But it just doesn't get that hot. It all cools down so much quicker. I've never hit it on anything. I've never burned myself. It has never been in the way. It does improve my fuel mileage, like 1.5 miles per gallon. It makes the truck run a lot cooler. You're getting that exhaust out faster. It makes my my EGT temp a lot cooler. It cools down faster. It runs cooler. It looks cooler. And I'll try to put some clips on here of running down the highway, just so maybe you can see what it sounds. It sounds amazing. And also the Jake brake, man, there's nothing sweeter than hearing this thing purr on the Jake brake whenever you're slowing down. I don't know if any of that stuff helps you. I tried to make this a short video, but just some pros and cons to putting a stack on your truck. I think it's great. I think you should do it. It was not very expensive for me. I'll throw this out here real quick. I had a guy work on the front of my truck. He was doing some bearings and just some work on the front suspension. And since he already had the truck in the shop, he did this whole thing. He was a custom welder, and he already had the stack. I think he charged me like $300. Now I've had it on here for 4 or 5 years, so it's been a few years ago. But at the time, I mean, it was very inexpensive. But I mean, I found kind of an old country boy fella, shade tree mechanic. He welded everything up for me, cut it out, and did all that good stuff. I didn't have to do any programming, didn't have to rerun anything. I mean, it was like it came with it. So those are my pros. I personally don't think there is any cons, and I'm not trying to be stupid either. But for me, for what I use the truck for everything I do with it, this has been nothing but a plus. Looks awesome, saves me some money. It's easier on the truck, runs cooler, and to me, that is just a win, win, win. So thanks a lot for watching. If you don't mind, I'd love for you to like and maybe even subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to see some more truck videos and tractor videos, I'm going to have some coming up here soon. And I really appreciate you watching. Again, my name is James, and this is West Tennessee Living. Hope you all have a great day.